What if I told you that Landman Season 2 is about to deliver one of the most powerful and unexpected performances on television, and it comes from none other than Sam Elliott? The new trailer has finally revealed his role, and fans everywhere are shocked. This isn't just another character. This is the kind of role that could change everything we thought we knew about the series. The oil fields of West Texas are once again burning with tension, secrets, and rivalries, and Season 2 of Landman wastes no time pulling viewers right into the storm. Season 1 left us hanging on the edge of chaos, with Monty Miller's shocking death creating a power vacuum that threatened to destroy everything. His absence was not just the loss of a giant in the oil industry, it was the spark that ignited an all-out war. Now, Season 2 picks up in the aftermath, and it's clear that every character will have to fight harder than ever before to survive. But the trailer revealed something more, something no one saw coming. Sam Elliott stepping into the story as a figure who may change the entire balance of power. Sam Elliott, known for his deep voice, commanding presence, and decades of legendary roles, is not just playing another supporting character. He is introduced as Tommy Norris's father, a man the world simply calls Pops. At first glance, it might sound like a simple father-son dynamic, but this is Landman. Nothing here is simple, and Pops is not a man to be underestimated. In the oil business, where greed and betrayal run deeper than the oil itself, Pops emerges as the embodiment of the old ways, the voice of a generation that built empires from the ground up with their own blood, sweat, and sacrifice. The trailer teases his arrival not as a quiet family reunion, but as a collision between the past and the present, between tradition and ambition. For Tommy Norris, played brilliantly by Billy Bob Thornton, this is more than just a personal challenge. Tommy has built his entire reputation on being the fixer, the man who can bend rules, manipulate enemies, and outlast anyone who dares to cross him. But now, in Season 2, his greatest test may not come from cartel threats, rival bankers, or even Monty's widow Cammy. It comes from facing the man who raised him. The trailer shows flashes of this strained relationship, moments of silence that speak louder than words, and lines delivered by Sam Elliott that cut deeper than any weapon. Pops represents everything Tommy has tried to escape from, yet everything he cannot deny. This surprising role isn't just about adding another big name to the cast, it's about reshaping the entire heart of the show. Pops is not here to stand in the background. He is here to remind everyone that the oil business was built on grit and sacrifice, not just power plays and money. And in a world where Monty's death has already tipped the balance, Pops could be the one figure who steadies, or completely shatters, the fragile ground everyone is standing on. His presence forces Tommy to confront his roots, to remember the cost of every decision, and to question whether his own path has made him stronger or weaker. The trailer makes it clear, Pops is more than just a father. He might be the living embodiment of the title Landman. He is the spirit of West Texas, the voice of history, and possibly the moral compass in a world that has lost its way. Yet at the same time, his wisdom carries its own edge. Sam Elliott doesn't play men who sit quietly in the corner. He plays men who command respect, who force others to look inward, and who will not hesitate to put someone in their place if they've lost their way. Viewers are already buzzing, wondering if Pops will be Tommy's greatest ally or his most dangerous enemy. Season 2 has no shortage of rivalries. Cammy, Monty's widow, is stepping into her late husband's role with a cold ruthlessness that shocks even her closest allies. Her vow to be more merciless than Monty sets the tone for her rise to power. Tommy, of course, refuses to back down, claiming the company is his to run. Their clash alone would be enough to carry a season. But with Pops now in the picture, the stakes have risen higher than anyone could have predicted. Every move, every decision, every confrontation is now weighed against decades of legacy and the hard truths Pops brings with him. The brilliance of introducing Sam Elliott in this role is how it deepens the story on every level. Landman has always been about more than just oil. It's about family, power, and survival in a world that demands everything. Pops represents the bridge between those themes. He's the past reminding the present that nothing comes without sacrifice, and he's the future warning that greed will always carry a cost. His role, as revealed in the trailer, is not a side note. It's the heartbeat of Season 2. If Monty's death cracked open the foundations of the oil empire, then Cammy's transformation is the earthquake that threatens to bring the whole world down. In Season 1, she was often seen as Monty's partner in the shadows. A strong presence, yes, but not the one making the final calls. But the trailer for Season 2 makes it clear that version of Cammy is gone forever. What we see now is a woman stepping out of her husband's shadow and into the spotlight, and she is determined to leave her own mark. Her chilling declaration that she is more merciless than Monty is not just a line, it's a warning. Cami is not here to grieve. She is here to conquer. The oil business in West Texas is brutal, and she knows it better than anyone. Unlike Monty, whose power came from decades of reputation, Cami's strength comes from her fearlessness to disrupt the system. The trailer hints at her willingness to defy bankers, threaten rivals, and rewrite the rules entirely. This makes her a dangerous opponent, especially to Tommy Norris. Because while Tommy thrives on bending the rules, Cami thrives on breaking them. Their conflict is the heart of Season 2, Episode 1. A battle not just for a company, but for the very soul of the oil empire Monty left behind. Tommy, played with grit and steel by Billy Bob Thornton, is not a man who shares power. He has always been the fixer, the strategist, the one who holds the web of alliances and threats together. In the trailer, his statement that the company may be hers, but I run it is more than arrogance. It's a declaration of war. He sees himself as the rightful heir to Monty's empire, not through blood or marriage, but through sheer dominance and survival. For Tommy, letting Cami rise unchecked would mean undoing everything he has built. And for Cami, letting Tommy take control would mean her husband's legacy fading into nothing. Neither is willing to yield, and that's why the collision between them feels inevitable. But the brilliance of Season 2 is that it refuses to paint either side as completely right or completely wrong. Cami's determination isn't just about power, it's about survival. A woman in West Texas oil is already underestimated, and Cami uses that underestimation as her weapon. The trailer shows her sharp, calculated moves, taking on enemies who thought she would crumble. She proves she is more than capable of outmaneuvering anyone, even Tommy. On the other hand, Tommy's claim to control isn't baseless. He has decades of experience navigating cartel threats, backroom deals, and political corruption. His knowledge of the game is unmatched, and he believes only he has the skill to keep everything from collapsing. And then, in the middle of this war, stands Pops. Sam Elliott's arrival is not a quiet one. His presence doesn't just affect Tommy, it affects Cami, too. Pops represents the history of the oil business, a reminder that fortunes are not built by playing games in boardrooms, but by grinding through years of sacrifice in the fields. For Cami, Pops is a test. She has to prove to this old-school oilman that she belongs, that she isn't just Monty's widow, but a leader in her own right. For Tommy, Pops is a mirror. Every argument, every moment of tension with his father, forces him to question whether he is truly strong enough to lead, or whether he has already lost himself in the fight. The cartel, always waiting in the background, sees this division as an opportunity. The trailer shows glimpses of cartel figures watching the chaos unfold, knowing that while Cami and Tommy are distracted with each other, new cracks in the empire are forming. This is the danger of the season, that personal rivalries will open the door to external threats. Monty's death was only the beginning, and now, with every clash between Cami and Tommy, the cartel inches closer to tightening its grip on West Texas oil. Viewers can already feel the suspense. Every line of dialogue between Cami and Tommy carries venom. Every look hints at betrayal. Cami's icy determination and Tommy's fiery pride are like two storms colliding, and Pop stands at the center as the unpredictable element. Will he side with his son, reinforcing Tommy's authority, or will he see something in Cami that convinces him she's the future? The trailer doesn't give us the answer. It only teases the explosive confrontations to come. What makes this dynamic so gripping is that it's not just about business. It's about legacy, pride, and survival. For Cami, it's about proving she is not defined by her husband. For Tommy, it's about proving that no one, not even family, can take away what he has fought for. And for Pops, it's about proving that the values of the past still matter in a world that has forgotten them. With each episode, viewers will be left asking the same haunting question: who will truly own the future of the oil empire, and at what cost? While the battles for power rage in the boardrooms and oil fields, Landman Season 2 also dives deep into the personal struggles of the Norris family. And this is where the show reveals its true brilliance. Because beneath the politics, the cartel threats, and the ruthless business deals, this is still a story about family. Fractured, scarred, but desperately trying to hold on. The trailer hints that this season will be just as much about the wounds inside the Norris home as it is about the wars outside it. At the center of this storm is Angela, Tommy's wife. Played with quiet strength, Angela has always been the glue holding her family together, even when the world outside their walls is crumbling. In Season 1, she was often in the background, offering calm in the middle of chaos. But Season 2 shows us more of her quiet power. While Tommy and Cammy throw sharp words and declare war over Monty's empire, Angela is the steady voice that reminds Tommy of what really matters. She isn't simply a supportive partner, she's a force in her own right. Her ability to balance loyalty with clarity makes her one of the few people who can reach Tommy when his pride threatens to destroy him. But her role isn't easy. Supporting a man like Tommy comes with its own price. The trailer shows glimpses of Angela caught in the crossfire, moments where she has to choose between protecting her family's safety and standing by Tommy as he pushes deeper into dangerous waters. She is not blind to the risks. She knows that every move Tommy makes against Cammy or the cartel could end in disaster. And yet, Angela's strength lies in her resilience. She does not waver, even when the weight of the world presses down. Viewers will see how her presence gives Tommy something to fight for, but also something to lose. Then there's Annesley, Tommy's daughter, whose journey is one of the most intriguing threads of Season 2. The trailer hints at her beginning a new chapter in college, stepping away from the suffocating shadow of her family name. For Annesley, the oil business isn't just her father's world, it's the burden she has carried since childhood. Now, as she tries to carve out her own identity, the question becomes, can she escape? Or will the Norris legacy drag her back in? The trailer suggests that Annesley's attempt at independence will be met with resistance. The family business is not something you can simply walk away from. And with Pop stepping into the picture, the expectations on her may grow even heavier. Annesley's storyline brings a different kind of tension to the show. It's not about boardroom battles or cartel threats. It's about identity, freedom, and the struggle to define yourself when your last name is tied to so much power and blood. In a world where every character is consumed by greed and ambition, Annesley represents the hope of breaking the cycle. But Landman has never been a show about easy escapes. If anything, the trailer teases the opposite, that no matter how far she runs, Annesley will be pulled back into the chaos, forced to face the very legacy she's trying to outrun. And then, of course, there is Pops. His presence in the Norris family is not just about business. It is deeply personal. For Angela, he is a father-in-law who brings both wisdom and judgment into her home. For Annesley, he is a grandfather whose stories carry the weight of generations. And for Tommy, Pops is the constant reminder of everything he has fought to surpass. The trailer shows brief but powerful moments of this dynamic: an uneasy family dinner, a sharp exchange between father and son, a silent look from Pops that speaks volumes. His arrival digs up old wounds that the Norris family would rather keep buried. This is where Landman truly sets itself apart. The battles inside the Norris home feel just as dangerous as the battles in the oil fields. Angela's struggle to hold the family together, Annesley's fight for independence, and Tommy's war with his father all collide to create an atmosphere where love and loyalty are constantly tested. And in the world of Landman, betrayal doesn't just come from rivals. It can come from the people sitting across the dinner table. The trailer leaves viewers with haunting questions. Will Angela's loyalty be enough to keep Tommy grounded, or will his pride tear their marriage apart? Will Annesley find her own path, or will the shadows of her family legacy consume her? And will Pops heal the family by reminding them of their roots, or break it apart by holding a mirror to their flaws? These aren't just side plots. They are the emotional heart of Season 2. Because no matter how much power you hold in the outside world, it means nothing if your family is crumbling from within. This is the genius of Landman. It doesn't just give us cartel threats, power plays, and explosions of greed. It gives us human stories. It reminds us that even in the richest oil fields of West Texas, the real battles are fought at home. And as the Norris family is pulled in different directions, viewers will be left wondering, how much can one family endure before it finally shatters? If the Norris family battles feel dangerous, the cartel's looming presence makes it clear that Season 2 is about to raise the stakes even higher. Because while Cammy and Tommy are locked in a ruthless fight for Monty's empire, the cartel is watching every move, waiting for the perfect moment to strike. The trailer teases flashes of this growing threat, menacing figures in the shadows, quiet exchanges that hint at deadly deals, and the chilling reminder that in West Texas, oil and crime are forever linked. The cartel isn't just an enemy from the outside, it is the monster that feeds on weakness. And right now, the empire has never looked weaker. Monty's death created more than just a power vacuum. It created chaos. And in chaos, predators thrive. The cartel sees the battle between Cammy and Tommy as an opportunity. While they are distracted by their personal war, the cartel moves quietly, testing the boundaries, pressuring old allies, and reminding everyone that power in West Texas doesn't just come from contracts and money, it comes from fear. The trailer shows hints of these calculated moves, with cartel figures circling like vultures around a wounded empire. It is not a question of if they will strike, but when. This is where Pops becomes an even more fascinating character. His arrival doesn't just stir family drama, it also draws the cartel's attention. Pops represents the old ways, the days when oilmen stood their ground against anyone, no matter how ruthless. But times have changed. The cartel operates with a level of brutality that doesn't respect tradition or legacy. For Pops, this is the ultimate test. Can the old rules survive in a new world where morality is a weakness and violence is currency? The trailer hints that Pops will refuse to back down, but his defiance may come with a cost. Tommy, meanwhile, is caught between these two storms, his father on one side, the cartel on the other. For years, Tommy's reputation as the fixer made him untouchable. He was the man who knew how to negotiate, how to bend without breaking, and how to turn enemies into reluctant partners. But now, the stakes are higher. With Cammy challenging his authority and the cartel pressing harder, Tommy's ability to control the game is slipping. The trailer gives us moments of him standing tall, making bold declarations, but also flashes of vulnerability, a man realizing that even he might not be able to hold back the tide forever. Cammy, of course, isn't backing down either. Her rise to power puts her directly in the cartel's sights. She may have the intelligence and ruthlessness to scare bankers, but the cartel is a different beast. The question becomes, will Cammy try to negotiate with them, risking her soul in the process, or will she stand against them, knowing it could cost her everything? The trailer shows her determination, her cold and calculated words, but it also hints at the danger of being fearless in a world where fear keeps you alive. What makes this conflict so gripping is how it blurs the line between personal and political, family and business. Pops believes in fighting with honor, in standing your ground no matter the risk. Tommy believes in playing the game, bending the rules to survive another day. And Cammy believes in tearing down the old order to build her own empire. The cartel, however, doesn't believe in anything except control. They are the ultimate reminder that in West Texas, the real enemy doesn't play by anyone's rules. The suspense lies in the choices each character will make. Will Tommy cling to his father's values or betray them to save his empire? Will Cammy try to outwit the cartel or fall victim to its brutality? And will Pops become the symbol of defiance or the casualty that proves the old ways are dead? The trailer refuses to give answers, but it makes one thing certain: the cartel is no longer content with waiting in the background. In Season 2, they step into the light, and when they do, no one will escape untouched. As the story unfolds, viewers are left with haunting questions about survival. In a world where oil is wealth, but violence is power, who will hold their ground and who will fall? The trailer sets the tone perfectly: dark, dangerous, and inevitable. Because in Landman, the cartel isn't just another storyline, it is the shadow that falls over every character. The silent force that waits to devour them the moment they let their guard down. And as the Norris family and Cammy battle for control, the cartel is ready to remind them of a truth they would rather forget. In West Texas, it's not the strongest who survive, it's the most ruthless. As the trailer makes clear, the beating heart of Landman Season 2 is not just about oil, money, or even power, it's about legacy. And no character embodies this more than Pops. Sam Elliott's arrival isn't just a casting surprise. It's a shift that transforms the entire tone of the show. With his gravelly voice and commanding presence, Pops is more than just Tommy's father. He is the living reminder of where it all began. His story, his values, and his shadow force every character to confront what the oil business truly means and what it has cost them. For Tommy, Pops is both a guide and a ghost. He represents the weight of expectations Tommy has carried his entire life. Every decision Tommy makes, every rule he bends, every battle he fights is haunted by the question: would it ever be enough for his father? Pops doesn't have to shout to make his presence felt. His silence, his judgmental gaze, and his blunt words carry more power than any rival Tommy has faced. The trailer teases their confrontations, moments where Tommy's pride clashes violently with Pop's old-school values. It's not just father against son. It's two eras colliding, the old ways versus the new, with neither side willing to admit defeat. For Cammy, Pops is a different kind of challenge. She knows the importance of legacy, but she also knows she doesn't fit into the world Pops represents. To him, she might seem like an outsider, a widow daring to claim a throne built by generations of oilmen, but Cammy doesn't flinch. The trailer shows her standing tall, staring Pops down with the same icy confidence she uses against Tommy. Their relationship will be one of the most fascinating threads of Season 2, because Cammy isn't just fighting for Monty's empire, she's fighting for her place in history. Pop's acceptance or rejection of her will mean everything, not because she needs his approval, but because she knows his opinion could shift the balance of power. And then there is Angela and Aninsley. Pop's presence changes their lives as well. For Angela, Pops is both comfort and burden. He brings wisdom, yes, but he also brings tension. She sees the effect he has on Tommy, the way old wounds reopen, the way pride turns into anger. Angela knows she will be the one caught between father and son, trying to keep the family from falling apart. The trailer suggests her role will be bigger this season, as she becomes the quiet force holding everyone together when the weight of legacy threatens to crush them. For Aninsley, Pop's arrival is a revelation. As she struggles to find her own identity, Pops represents the past she cannot escape. His stories, his presence, his very existence remind her that her family's name will always follow her. She may try to build a life away from West Texas, but Pops is living proof that the Norris legacy is not something you can run from. It's something you carry forever. Whether she embraces it or rejects it, Pops ensures that Aninsley will be forced to face the truth about who she is. All of this unfolds against the larger backdrop of chaos. The cartel waits for weakness, the oil empire trembles under the weight of rivalries, and the entire future of West Texas feels like it's hanging by a thread. And in the middle of it all stands Pops, the one figure who could tip the balance in either direction. Will he stand with his son, reinforcing Tommy's claim to power? Will he recognize Cammy's determination and lend her legitimacy? Or will his refusal to compromise tear the family apart and hand victory to the cartel? The trailer doesn't give us the answers. It only teases the explosive confrontations to come. What makes Season 2 so thrilling is that it's not just about who wins or loses, it's about what the fight costs. Every character is tested. Cammy risks her humanity in her quest for dominance. Tommy risks his family in his obsession with control. Pops risks his legacy in trying to remind them all of what matters. And the Norris family as a whole risks being destroyed from within, even before the cartel makes its move. The suspense lies in the uncertainty. Landman doesn't give us heroes and villains. It gives us people caught in impossible choices. People who fight for survival in a world where survival always demands sacrifice. The trailer's biggest revelation, Sam Elliott's role as Pops, makes it clear that Season 2 will dig deeper, hit harder, and cut closer to the bone than anything we've seen before. In the end, Landman Season 2 promises to be more than just a continuation. It's a reckoning. The oil fields of West Texas are not just a setting. They are a battlefield where family, loyalty, and legacy collide with greed, betrayal, and power. And as Pop steps into the light, viewers are left with one chilling truth. This is not just business. This is life and death,